Hello, everyone. I welcome you to another workshop from burnout to balance. This one, friends, is a story of Henry from my coaching world, where I coached him through a very simple tool that I have already used before. Uh, you will find that in my workshop on Laura, which is Wheel of Time. But today I come to you with story of Henry and how, through this usage of tool, I was able to assist him, move him away from the deep burnout that he was sunk in to a balanced life. Let's hear it. Have you ever felt stuck despite putting all your efforts? You're working hard, doing everything right, but something still feels off. That's exactly what happened to Henry, a program manager who came to me feeling frustrated, exhausted, and unsure why he wasn't progressing the way he wanted. Henry has always been ambitious. As a program manager, he poured himself into his work, waking up each morning determined to make progress. He followed industry leaders, learned from their success stories, and applied every strategy he could, but something always felt off. Despite his dedication, his career wasn't advancing as fast as he had hoped. He saw others, some even very young to him, less experienced, climbing the corporate ladder while he was just starting with his own business ideas and was not making any success or breakthrough. He saw some of his junior colleagues who were once his subordinate landing into leadership roles, and for some, they were even starting their own successful ventures. Comparing himself to his colleagues, both at his peer level and even his subordinates, who were way more younger and less experienced than him, he kept wondering and asking himself, what am I missing? At first, he believed it was his leadership style, so he took more management courses. Then he thought it was networking, so he started attending more events. He kept tweaking things, yet nothing seemed to work as expected, and the frustration grew. What Henry failed to realize was that he was entirely focused on his career and was constantly chasing the next big breakthrough. In this process, he was unknowingly neglecting the other areas of his life. He was running, to say it in simple words, he was running on an imbalanced wheel. In our coaching session, I introduced him to a very powerful tool. This is very common, and most of us as coaches use this in our coaching assignments. I have already used this in my previous workshops where I presented to you the story of Laura. With Henry as well, I use this tool. This is called the Wheel of Life, and this tool helps identify which areas of life are thriving, which ones are suffering, and it gives clarity on to where to shift focus. As we work through the exercise, Henry had a breakthrough moment. He realized he just wasn't stuck because of his lack of effort, but he came to know why he was stuck. Friends, Wheel of Life is a powerful self-assessment tool wherein we break life into key areas. What you see on your screen here are some of those. You can further break it up if you want a Wheel of Life only to be created for personal growth. You can do so as well. But in case of Henry, I just broke it up into these categories, each and asking him to give a score to these categories to understand at present in his life, in Henry's life, how satisfied he was with each of these categories of his life or each of these life areas or key areas of his life: personal growth, relationships, spirituality, health and wellness, finances, work and career. This is how a typical wheel of life may look like. And this is also how you can draw. If you have a notepad, you can just draw it for yourself. This key areas, I also included some questions that you're seeing on your screen right now here towards Henry, because along with the score, like I asked him to give a score from 1 to 10, 1 being lowest and 10 being highest, how satisfied he was in each of these areas, whether it was his work and career, personal growth, health, spirituality, relationships, or finances. While I gave him some time to give him a score, in the meantime, while he came up with his scores, what we really found that of all these key areas, he had actually scored a 5 in almost all of them, except for work and career, which was a 9, meaning except for work and career, where he was giving his 90% of the time of his life, the rest other areas were totally neglected. And because of his fixation on work and career, and he was neglecting his other aspects of life, his personal growth had taken a backseat. Relationships were getting strained because he was always too busy. His health suffered. He had not engaged in anything spiritually nourishing in months. And financially, he was stuck in fear, hesitating to make strategic investments. This simple tool, this plain sheet and with the scores, gave Henry a eureka moment, a breakthrough. He understood that success was only about over focusing on one area while the rest crumbles. It's actually about balance. Together, we sat down, basis on his score. To further probe deeper, I gave him some additional questions. So the questions you see on your screen, you can pause the video, make note of it. You can even give yourself a score just the way Henry gave to all the key areas, if you also want to know how you're progressing in various areas of your life, followed by these questions. With the help of these questions to Henry, we were able to map out his priorities, uncover some of his blind spots, and also create a plan to restore balance. When Henry saw his scores, the wheel, and answered these questions, where I probed him to go more deep into understanding why and what action can he take to improve his lowest scoring area, which were most of the life scoring areas, and what he really needs to let go. I also gave him some time for this reflection, because not necessary, friends, you may just immediately have answers to this. But once he gave the score and further probed on these questions, Henry was able to connect the dots. He's able to see what he was missing before. And then he came up with solutions to help him restore the balance that he found was missing. This is exactly how Henry envisioned his life when we embark on a journey to create his goals for the future. If you, just like Henry, have been feeling stuck, it's time you check your also own wheel of life. Are you over investing in one area while neglecting others? Drop a comment below to this video if you want me to guide you through this exercise. And just like Henry, if you want to probe further deep into these questions, I would invite you to a free clarity call, for which the link I'll share in the description box of this video. Let's connect and let me help you find your balance the way Henry did. Thank you.